In the glittering world of stardom, where smiles mask storms and handshakes hide heartbreaks, a tension has quietly been building, until now. The serene facade has cracked, and at the center of the emotional earthquake are three of China's brightest stars: Wang Yibo', Xiao Zhan, and Songyun. What was once unspoken has now erupted into a fiery confrontation. Wang Yibo' has finally drawn the line, and he's drawn it in bold ink. A warning laced with heartache. It wasn't a press release. It wasn't a scandalous leak. It was raw, it was personal, and it was real. Sources close to the stars have confirmed that Wang Yibo' gave Xiao Zhan a stern and startling ultimatum: stay away from Songyun or else. "This is your last warning," Yibo' reportedly said, his voice tight with frustration and hurt. "Don't see her again. Don't talk to her. Not if you still respect what we had." The beginning of the rift. Fans have long speculated that something was brewing behind the scenes. After all, Wang Yibo' and Xiao Zhan, once inseparable on-screen partners and off-screen confidants, seemed to drift apart. Public appearances grew colder, social media interactions became non-existent, and fans were left wondering, what happened? The answer? Songyun. It all began innocently enough. Xiao Zhan and Songyun collaborated on a drama project earlier this year. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, and their playful interviews hinted at a growing bond. But what fans saw as friendly banter, Wang Yibo' saw as betrayal, jealousy, or justified. Some say Yibo's reaction is pure jealousy. Others believe it's something deeper, a heartbreak that never healed. Insiders say Yibo' had always harbored feelings for Xiao Zhan, feelings he never fully confessed until it was too late. By the time he realized just how much Xiao Zhan meant to him, Xiao had already started spending more time with Songyun. Late-night rehearsals, spontaneous lunches, candid selfies, each one a silent dagger for Yibo'. He didn't say it outright, a close friend of the trio confided, but Yibo's heart was breaking every time he saw them together. It wasn't about publicity or competition. It was about losing someone he wasn't ready to lose. Xiao Zhan responds, or does he? When confronted by Yibo's warning, Xiao Zhan was reportedly stunned. He didn't expect the confrontation, much less the intensity. He told Yibo' that he and Songyun were just friends, another source revealed. But Yibo' wasn't convinced. He feels like he's already lost too much. Xiao Zhan, known for his calm demeanor, has stayed quiet publicly. But behind closed doors, sources say he's torn. He doesn't want to hurt Yibo', but he also refuses to be controlled. Songyun. In the eye of the storm. Caught between two emotionally charged forces, Songyun remains silent, but her silence speaks volumes. Some fans have rushed to her defense, claiming she's done nothing wrong. Others blame her for coming between the duo they've adored for years. But those closest to her say she's heartbroken. She didn't ask for this, her manager reportedly said. She was just being herself, kind, funny, sincere. But now she's become a wedge between two people who used to be like brothers. Fans react. #ProtectXiaoZhan and #YiboHeartbreakTrends. As the news broke across fan platforms, hashtags exploded. #ProtectXiaoZhan began trending in support of Xiao, while #YiboHeartbreak revealed how deeply fans sympathize with the usually stoic Wang Yibo'. "I can't imagine Yibo' like this," one fan tweeted. "But I get it. Love makes people act out." Others voiced frustration. "This triangle is tearing everything apart. Why can't they just talk it out like adults? What's next?" As the dust settles from the confrontation, the future remains uncertain. Will Xiao Zhan heed Yibo's warning? Will he distance himself from Songyun to mend what's broken? Or will he follow his own path, no matter who it hurts? And what of Wang Yibo'? Is this warning a desperate act of a man still in love, or a final attempt to protect his own heart? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this story is far from over. Because in the world of fame, love, and loyalty, the most painful battles are never fought on stage. They're fought in silence, in shadows, and in the spaces between unspoken words. "Don't make me choose." Xiao Zhan breaks his silence amid Wang Yibo's warning over Songyun. Days after the stormy confrontation that left fans reeling, Xiao Zhan has finally stepped into the spotlight, not with a formal statement, but with actions that speak louder than words. An unspoken rebuttal. Onlookers were stunned when Xiao Zhan was spotted leaving a quiet tea house in Beijing. His companion? Tan Songyun. No bodyguards. No assistants. No attempt to hide. Just two people, seated in a corner booth, talking quietly for hours. And just like that, the silence was shattered. Despite Wang Yibo'S pointed ultimatum, Xiao Zhan chose to meet with Tan Songyun, igniting a new wave of frenzy across social media. Was it defiance? Was it a final farewell? Or was it something deeper? Something Xiao Zhan needed to understand for himself? "He's not trying to hurt Yibo," said an anonymous crew member who worked with both stars. "But he's also not going to cut someone off just because he's told to. That's not who Xiao is." Yibo's reaction: a cold wall of silence. If Wang Yibo was shaken by the news, he didn't show it. At least, not publicly. He made a cryptic Weibo post just hours after the sighting. If loyalty needs a condition, it was never real to begin with. No names. No photos. Just a line that sent the fandom into overdrive. Comments poured in. "He's talking about Xiao. This hurts more than any breakup post. Yibo is breaking right before our eyes." It's the first time Wang Yibo has alluded to the emotional toll of this situation without directly addressing it. And it only deepens the mystery. What does this mean for their friendship, or whatever it was? Inside the meeting, what Xiao Zhan told Tan Songyun. Though the meeting at the tea house was private, whispers have emerged from those nearby. According to a waiter who served their table, the atmosphere was heavy, emotional, but respectful. He kept holding her gaze, like he needed her to understand something important, the source claimed. There were no laughs, no selfies. Just serious conversation. Rumors swirl that Xiao Zhan confessed the dilemma he's trapped in, the pressure, the pain, and the loyalty tugging him in opposite directions. He told her, "I never asked for this war, but I won't be a puppet in someone else's heartbreak." And that says everything. The hidden history, why Yibo's warning hits so deep. While the world has been piecing together the puzzle, those close to the trio suggest this confrontation has roots much deeper than fans realize. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's bond wasn't just a surface-level friendship. It was intimate, unspoken, and, many believe, romantic. They were everything to each other at one point, said a veteran stylist who worked on multiple joint projects. Not just colleagues. Not just friends. It was real, even if they never admitted it out loud. So when Xiao Zhan began spending time with Tan Songyun, it wasn't just a friendship to Yibo, it was a shift. A betrayal. A door quietly closing. And that's why the warning wasn't just possessive, it was personal. The pressure mounts, studio silence and fan division. Neither Tan Songyun's nor Xiao Zhan studios have made official statements, fueling speculation that all sides are trying to manage this PR nightmare behind closed doors. Meanwhile, fans have begun to fracture. Hashtag Team Yibo believes Yibo's heartbreak is being ignored and disrespected. Hashtag Team Zhan supports Zhao's right to choose who he sees, friendship or otherwise. Hashtag Team Songyun defends Tan's dignity and insists she's being unfairly blamed for something she never instigated. Yet through all the noise, one question echoes louder than the rest. What happens when loyalty to someone you once loved threatens your peace with someone who means something now? A crossroads ahead. For now, Xiao Zhan seems to be standing his ground, refusing to bend under emotional ultimatums, but also not lashing out. He's choosing honesty over avoidance, clarity over comfort. But Wang Yibo? Insiders say he's retreating, throwing himself into work, avoiding interviews, and ignoring mutual friends. Whether it's self-protection or pride, no one knows. The only certainty? The tension remains thick, the heartbreak unresolved, and the trio's future tangled in emotions the public will never fully understand. Final scene or a new chapter? Is this the final fracture in a once-inseparable bond? Or the storm before the healing? One thing is clear, this is no longer about jealousy, fame, or gossip. It's about three hearts, caught in the crossfire of timing, trust, and choices. And while the cameras may stop rolling, this story is far from scripted.